from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome to the show the co-founders of Badassery, the magazine, watching the book, the podcast. You are two badass women.
Because we have two right here. It says badassery.
Oh,
We do.
What was that? On brand.
What does it mean to you, badassery, to be a badass woman?
Well, we like to use the Urban Dictionary definition of badassery, which is engaging in seemingly impossible activities and achieving success in a manner which renders all onlookers completely awestruck.
Wow.
Yeah. we don't even have to go any further. That's it.
Oh, have you always been a badass?
I don't think so, no. I think badass is something that you step into, like you finally step into owning who you are and who you want to be. And part of being a badass is defining success for yourself. And so it's realizing that like you're successful today, not when you have the multi-million dollars or whatever it is you want to achieve, but really owning the success right now in the presence.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. It's just the awareness of that which you already are.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I've heard I'm speaking at the event on Friday you guys have, but I've heard such great things about how you bring women together of all different colors, backgrounds, sizes, ages, everything else. Like it's very impressive because going to so many women's groups, I find that it's like the white girls are over here, the black girls are over here, like, you know, the old women, how did you guys, was that like something you decided intentionally?
Yes, we want to represent women, not just a certain type of women, but women. And our mission with Badassery is to bring women together through transformative experiences. So that's why we have things like amazing parties, and like we're having on Friday. We have also host a really inclusive and transformative retreats, and we have one coming up in October. And so those kind of events in real life where you can connect women, even online, but even better so in real life, it just something magical happens when you're in proximity to other people who have the same, you know, they're on the same level and you're all experiencing the same things. It's just magic.
Who's been the most transformative woman in your life?
Oh, I would definitely say myself. I love that. You know, I have a lot of powerhouse women around me, and I make sure that I surround myself with other powerhouse women. You know, I feel like empowered women should empower each other. But I really do feel like it's been myself, and every day that I get up and it's another day, I'm like, wow, I'm still doing this, I'm still doing this, I'm still doing this.
So true.
What have you learned about life, success and happiness sort of in this journey? Anything that you'd want to make note of?
For me, I started this journey because I was working at a full-time job. I was an event planner I'd been an event planner for 12 years, and this was like my dream. You know, I wanted to be event planner, worked my way up the event planning ladder to be a director, which was my goal. This was like ultimate success, to be a director of events. And realizing that like, why am I not feeling all this happiness and joy? I got to where I want to be. This is my dream. Why isn't it all, you know, where's the happiness? And instead, I'm after work going and sitting in my car and crying because I'm so overwhelmed and stressed, and realized that those weren't my goals that I'm trying to achieve anymore. They're somebody else's goals. And when I looked at it and found that I really wanted to start working on goals that fulfilled my needs, and when I started doing that, it changed everything. And that's why success isn't necessarily something that you look for. Once you hit this milestone that's in the future, that everything's going to change, you're going to be magically happy. You have to really look at what you need for fulfillment right now, and that's what can make you happy and successful.
I would live for someday for so many years. My entire 20s was living for someday, and I went, okay, when is this going to stop? Because for me, there was an actual specific day, I'll never forget it, when I realized that I'm not living for tomorrow ever again. And when I set that intention, everything changed. So what's it like when you do your events, and they're transformational events, because I truly believe that people are seeking transformational experiences. Books will always be here, there will always be courses, there will always be whatever, but experiential events and gatherings are where I believe the future really is in this work. So what does that look like? When they come to one of your events, why is it transformative?
I think it's because they make those friendships that they're really missing in their lives. Like we went off on a little journey those last couple months, and we're like, what are women really, really craving? And it didn't matter if they were making $1 million or they were making $1,000, you know? they were craving this whole of like women coming together and being one with each other and really helping support. And so we're like, we can fill that hole. And that's what we see when the women come to our events, you know, if it's just a party or if it's like a longer retreat, is we see them like really connecting to each other, and they're like, hey, you're just a normal person just like me, and if you can do it, I can do it too.
You know, it's something very special though that you're able to cultivate a community that can do that, because we all know that women, we can be our best friends or our worst enemies.
Yes.
Right? So how do you break free from that?
We foster an environment that supports collaboration instead of competition. And in fact, that's what our party on Friday, we're celebrating our release of our new book, which is on a FedEx truck somewhere, right? So we'd have a copy here. But
It's in LA, I feel it.
it's called Badassery Style Community, and it teaches people, it's actually a workbook that teaches people how to build a community around their business or their brand in the method of treating it like a party. So we believe that hosting a community is exactly like hosting a party, making sure people feel welcome, being a good host, making sure people have what they need, introducing them to each other, starting conversations but not doing all the talking, you know, feeding them in some sort of way by providing value and nourishment for their mind and their soul, and just really just kind of having a good time and having fun doing it.
That you kind of equate it to hosting a really good party, right? And creating that community. What are like one or two things you think we can do to translate that into our lives, with our sisters, with our girlfriends, with our coworkers, whatever that might be? What would you recommend?
I think it's really eliminating the competition fields, you know, like you only need like this little tiny sliver of a pie to have a successful life. And so if you can realize that women aren't your competition, you know, or just people in general, we're not competing with each other, we're collaborating. And it doesn't matter if, you know, you're a photographer and there's 100 other photographers, like only one photographer is going to do what you do. And so I think we need to remember that, like even, you know, raising our kids and our marriages and our relationships, like everything, like we're not competing with anyone, so just have fun.
I just love that. I think it's one of the things that make you all so incredible and so inspiring and so successful.
Such badass.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't
Yes.
forget it.
That's right. Is that the work that you're doing for the entire community and for everybody else, you've done for yourself first,
Yes.
right? So can you talk to us a little bit about that, the sort of self-care piece? Because I think that's huge. Like it's easy, I think, to provide a warm, welcoming sort of safe space for people once you experience that on the inside first, right? So
Yeah. It is one thing that we do talk about a lot in our community. We call it the badassery lifestyle. So when we first got into business, we started talking about business. It was just all business all the time. But really, you can't have a successful business if you don't take care of your life too, and you don't take care of yourself, your mind, your body, your soul. You don't take care of your family, your friends, your relationships. You don't focus on those other elements in your life. It's really a holistic approach. And so we talk about that a lot. In fact, we have a special membership group where that's all we do is talk about our badassery lifestyle and share tips on
Tell
that.
people where they can find you.
So if you go to badasserymag.com, like you can find us on Instagram, you know, all the places, we're just at badasserymag everywhere.
There you go.
Listen to the podcast, get a copy of that book. It's going to be here in Los Angeles any minute.
So such an honor, you guys. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.